On the way down screaming, whoa. If all we have is time, then we'll be alright. It's not much, but it's better than nothing.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Bone here, and today I thought I'd change up the videos that I've been doing where I've been complaining about the ranks or a variety of other things. I'd actually do another Counter-Strike commentary, but this one's actually kind of fun. It is the unspoken rules of Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Now this also can apply to some first-person shooters with some of the rules, not all of them, but I hope you guys enjoy. I actually put quite a bit of work into finding the stuff on Reddit, because this is actually a pretty interesting thread. I will link it in the description if you want to read it. The rule that popped out the most was don't play competitive Counter-Strike without a mic, because callouts for your team are bloody important. And when you have to type them in chat after you die, many times you're going to be dead before that person figures out it's in fucking chat. So if you don't have a mic, get one. They're not that expensive. And yes, if it's a really shitty mic, you're going to get yelled at about it, but just don't worry about it. You're going to have a mic and you're going to help out your team. Second most importantly is another rule that a lot of people ignore, and that is don't cheat. I don't see why people cheat other than just to make other people's lives absolute hell. I was playing casual with two cheaters, one on each team, and basically at that point it was just watching two cheaters duke it out and see who could come out on top. Now one of the more funny posts in the thread was don't use the R8. Since the update, it's basically become a fucking Nerf gun unless you can land that headshot every time. And honestly, it's a useless gun at this point because the trigger delay on it is just trash, and so don't use the R8 in competitive at least. This one kind of applies to the games where you have one person who has like 5 kills and everyone else on the team has 15 or 20 at the half, and this is kind of something that really angers me when people do this. I'm guilty of doing it sometimes, but I usually joke about it. But this one is, don't blame or make fun of your bottom fragger for sucking. We all have those games. It might be his internet connection. He might be going through some family problems. And yes, some people are going to say, well, if you're having issues, don't play Counter-Strike because you're just going to fuck up other people. And some people don't know that their internet connection that day is absolute ass. And so they're going to start playing Counter-Strike, and then they're going to realize that their internet connection is absolute ass that day. And that honestly pisses them off a lot. And if you're making fun of them for not doing well because they have 100 ping, then just lay off them because they're already probably ticked off that they don't have that many kills because they want to improve at the game. Now, also this applies to another rule where when someone is bottom fragging, like that person I'm talking about who has 5 kills with the rest of the team having 15 or more, don't just say, who the fuck is carrying them? Because that's just going to piss off the rest of your team and put everyone in a little bit of a salty mood. Just don't call out the person who has bottom frag unless we're all like friends and we're joking around. But still, I'd be reluctant to, unless they know you're joking and it's just a fun time. Now, another one of the unspoken rules that's actually kind of debatable at this point is when someone pulls out their knife in a 1v1, you pull out yours and you don't just spray them down with your AK. Have some honor and use the knife. Now, if they spray an entire mag from an AK at you, don't hit you once, and then they pull out their knife and they're like, let's knife. And then, because they have to reload and they know you're just going to wreck them when they reload, then just shoot them because they're just a bunch of pussies, because they're going to call you out for shooting them. Just don't risk the knife when they're just a little salty that they can't hit you with a fucking AK with 30 rounds. Another one is when you see an AFK, be sure he's AFK first, and then just go up and knife him, just so you get that extra $1,500 instead of the $300 payout. I know some people don't want to risk it, but in other cases, it's really worth the payout, so you can maybe buy a teammate who died at the round that you lost. Now, another highly upvoted post or comment in the thread was, always drop your guns at the end of the half, warm-up, and the end of the game. I don't understand why this happens. I do it because it's just fun to do, but nobody really in the thread actually understands why we do it. It's just something we've gotten accustomed to. Another one is, when you don't agree with a called out strat the entire team agrees with except for you, don't just go blow off some steam on the other side of the map and screw your team over having to rush B with 5 people. Actually go with them and work the strat out, or appeal the strat and try to find a better strat. Just don't piss off your team and go off to another part of the map and just get screwed over and screw over your whole team, because that honestly will piss them off. and that really does not work well for winning rounds. A very important rule I do want to throw in this one is when someone's in a 1v1 or 1v3 clutch or whatever it is, don't be in their ear and in their fucking brain, because that pisses them off. That pisses me off when I see people talking to someone who has a 1v1 clutch. I stay off the mic unless there's something dead important that needs to be said, like if the guy's not hearing the guy in apps, just do a quick call out, he's in apps, get off the mic, and let him go from there. If he doesn't want to look at apps and he screws over the round, don't kick him. Just being toxic and an uncompetitive player, because then you're going to be down one person. Because maybe he was sure that the guy was in market because he has a different headset than you and his headset heard it differently. I don't know. But also, don't kick your bad players, because if they're having a bad day, just let them have it and just help them out. Give them some comfort and make them get better. Because I know probably most people who are doing bad don't want to be in that situation where they're bad and they're getting shit-talked by their team. Now, if they're deranking or throwing or griefing, kick them. I don't care. But just if they're having a bad game, we all have bad games. I know that's a BS excuse for a lot of people, but for a lot of people, we do have bad games too. And sometimes when it's later at night, I have bad games. But so just don't kick your bad players, because that honestly does not solve anything. Okay, let me add on, that does not solve anything because you're going to get a bot that has the IQ of a brick. So, choose a brick or a player who has 5 kills. Another rule is shoot and knife the TV on Mirage. I don't know how this rule got put in there, but it seems that everyone does it, so I thought I'd throw this in this rules book. Another very common issue in Counter-Strike is when one player says rush B or rush A with cat or something like that. The guy who usually calls that is the guy to be in the back or the guy to stop when he gets up to the doorway or some shit. And that really pisses me off, because then basically they mow us all down, and then he's the one who usually bitches, why did you all stop? When he's the one who stopped and blocked the entire team from rushing in because he got flashed, because he doesn't know how to look away from a fucking flash from the team. So that's another one, and he's usually the one to bitch the most when we all die, when he stops first. Or he ends up being in fucking tunnels, and then when you all die because we didn't have all 5 people checking angles, he's like, I can't do this shit all on my own. And then he gets all toxic and disconnects or some shit like that. Another one is the bomb should never go first. I don't know why the bomb rushes. You should always check if you have the bomb at any point in the game, because rushing basically gives them the bomb, and that's the worst thing you want to do on the terrorist side. Another important, very important rule is at the end of the game, even if you're not going to use the M4 or the AK or whatever, and your team just basically has SMGs, pick up the fucking M4, AK, op, whatever. Even if you're not going to use it, give it to a teammate. He can buy you whatever you want, pretty much, within reason. So, just pick up the better guns at the end of the game, because that will aid your team's economy in getting a lot better very quickly if you can salvage weapons at the end of the round, or even during the round. If you have an MP9, and you're good with the AK and you see an AK on the ground, pick it up real fast, reload if it needs to be reloaded, and then you can use that to your advantage. And that's honestly a very good thing to do, to pick up weapons, and then when your teammates, well, what pisses me off the most is when your teammate's saying at the end of the round, over there, over there, over there, over there, there's an op over there, and you look around, and he says, over there, and you, no, not there, over there. He's bitching the entire time, giving you the most vague call-out. If you're trying to tell someone where the op is, say it's behind car, it's on ramp, right in front of the barrels, or something like that. It just aids your team in getting the call-outs to the weapons so you can get them, because you don't have that much time at the end of the round. Now, this one is a debatable subject, where if someone has 4 kills, give him the ace. I don't necessarily agree, because if he goes down, then, and it's going to be a 1v1 at that point, then don't do that. If you can take the shot and kill him, take it, but if it's like 5v1, I would give him the ace, but in most cases where if it's going to be down to a 1v1, if the guy with the ace, potential ace, dies, just kill the guy, because if that 1v1 happens, it gives the enemy a great advantage at that point. Well, guys, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed the Unspoken Rules of Counter-Strike. This is a Reddit thread, and I will have it linked in the description so you can read it. It's a really funny thread to link, or read at least. One of the most upvoted comments on there was, break the auto ice, pay the auto price. but you better be sure to have enough money to buy an auto if you lose the auto in the next round. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy it, give it a thumbs down. I'd like to hear your unspoken rules in the comments of Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Happy gaming, and I'll see you guys in the next one.